Since my last broadcast appeal for new requests, I've had a poetic cornucopia delivered. Not mere titbits inside, but some stuff of red meat and poison. Many came from Sophie Baker, a poet in her own right, whose knowledge of poetry is deep and discerning. I'm so indebted to this young woman for leading an old man into new pastures. If spared, I'll be sharing them all with you in time, but I'm starting with the one that arrived an hour ago. It's a breathtaking, raw account of the poet and human rights activist Carolyn Forche's meeting in 1978 with a Salvadorian colonel in his home. The Colonel. What you have heard is true. I was in his house. His wife carried a tray of coffee and sugar. His daughter filed her nails. His son went out for the night. There were daily papers, pet dogs, a pistol on the cushion beside him. The moon swung bare on its black cord over the house. On the television was a cop show. It was in English. Broken bottles were embedded in the walls around the house to scoop the kneecaps from a man's legs or cut his hands to lace. On the windows there were gratings like those in liquor stores. We had dinner, rack of lamb, good wine. A gold bell was on the table for calling the maid. The maid brought green mangoes, salt, a type of bread. I was asked how I enjoyed the country. There was a brief commercial in Spanish. His wife took everything away. There was some talk then of how difficult it had become to govern. The parrot said hello on the terrace. The colonel told it to shut up and pushed himself from the table. My friend said to me with his eyes, "Say nothing." The colonel returned with a sack used to bring groceries home. He spilled many human ears onto the table. They were like dried peach halves. There's no other way to say this. He took one of them in his hands, shook it in our faces, dropped it into a water glass. It came alive there. "I'm tired of fooling around," he said. "As for the rights of anyone, tell your people they can go fuck themselves." He swept the ears to the floor with his arm and held the last of his wine in the air. "Something for your poetry, no?" he said. Some of the ears on the floor caught this scrap of his voice. Some of the ears on the floor were pressed to the ground.